Shalom, Yahshua, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Yasharallah. Kol Holoyim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Harakah Kodash for blessing our elders with the spirit of truth so that we may know. Shout out to the Akim and the Aqua that's keeping the faith in the work. Y'all keep at it. It's your brother Abaya coming at you with more precepts. It's the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. That sounds familiar with what's in the news today, or what's trending today. This December 13th thing I keep hearing about, connected to digital currency and what's in that executive order, which is I believe it's 140 is it 67? Let me make sure right quick. Yeah, 14067. All right. Now this order was signed in March, but the details of what's inside of that order are serious. All right. And this ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? We've been speaking about this. Been warning the people about CBDCs and the global currencies crashing, and you know what I mean, this is not a new topic. The thing that makes it trend now is the timeline of what's in the order. All right, so let's get into this article right here. This is The Hill. All right, and I follow them on YouTube as well. They make some pretty okay videos as it pertains to information. But the title of this article is Biden is planning a new digital currency. Here's why you should be very worried. All right. It says, whenever the White House says it is working on a plan that would transform a vital part of the U.S. economy, and that the administration is doing so with the highest urgency, it should go without saying that the press should pay close attention to what's going on. So I want to pause right there. It said, anytime these individuals say that they working on a plan, let's focus on that. They are planning. All right. I'm gonna go to the book of Psalms. Let me see. Psalms chapter 41 and verse 7. It says, all that hate me whisper together against me. Against me do they devise my hurt. Right? They plan my hurt. So anytime we hear that they planning something, especially with urgency, we understand. 9 times out of 10, really, you could say 10 out of 10, it is not for the benefit of us. And when I say us, I'm talking about Yasharallah, so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, right? It ain't never been sweet for us with the planning of these individuals, right? Go to the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 32. Says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. Right? Yahweh will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Wait on Yahweh and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Right? Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, right? Says, yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found. Meaning ultimately, the wickedness and the individual that acts out that wickedness at the highest level on this earth will eventually be wiped out. We won't see it no more. But in the meantime, in between time, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. They plan. Right? It says, even more importantly, the press should eagerly and comprehensively inform the public of the potential risk associated with such a proposal. But of course, they're not going to do that. Why? Because they are in the pockets of the individuals that are making these executive orders, that are making these decisions for the world. That's why you can watch a news channel in Alabama and compare it with a news channel in California on certain topics, such as what we're speaking on now, and it'll be word for word the same thing because they are reading a script, and that script is sent out from above, from the higher ups, because all of those major news channels are owned by those two entities that push out what to say and how to spin certain topics. Right? It says, unfortunately, that's not happening today, and the effects of the media's negligence could reverberate for decades to come. And I beg to differ, because what I just read from the jump, Revelation 13, ain't no decades to come. This the last hoorah. At least that's what it sounds like. Right? It says on March 9th, the Biden administration released an executive order, the order spoken of earlier, 14067. It says, instructing a long list of federal agencies to study digital assets and to propose numerous reports about their use and proposals to regulate them. Much of the executive order is focused on cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, which run on blockchain technology and have become increasingly popular among many investors and consumers in recent years, meaning they are focusing on knocking that out of the way and introducing a federal digital currency to be the standard. Because how cryptocurrency works, it's an app, and all you got to do is just create a visual of a currency, and individuals buy into that currency based off of absolutely nothing. And in turn, it creates currency for the people, unregulated, untapped, right? And they don't want that. They don't want freedom, period. They want freedom for the higher ups, the individuals that make the decisions for the earth. But as far as the people, the average everyday Joe, they don't want you to have freedoms, right? Facts. It says, let me see. But there is an even more important part of the EO. President Biden has instructed the federal government and Federal Reserve to lay the groundwork for a potential new U.S. currency, a digital dollar, right? Like I just said. It says if the United States were to adopt a digital currency like the one discussed in Biden's executive order, it would be one of the most dramatic expansions of federal power ever made, because it'll be absolute and total control. Right? It says one that could put individuals and businesses in grave danger of losing their social and economic freedoms. Right? Because it's attached directly to the feds. Like right now, if you wanted to go out and buy whatever it is you wanted to buy, you can go into your pocket or whatever your stash is, pull out some dollars, and go buy whatever it is you wanted to buy. It don't necessarily have to have a receipt. Don't necessarily have to be known what you bought with your own personal money that you have in your hand. But if they do away with that and make all currency digital, then every transaction that you make will be tracked. All right? It says, among other important actions, the White House executive order directs several federal agencies, including the Treasury Department, to study the development of a new central bank digital currency, CBDC, and to produce a report within 180 days of the EO discussing the potential risks and benefits of a digital dollar. That 180 days has passed. Like I said, this was written in March. This executive order was signed in March, right? Says the order further directs the Treasury Department Office of the Attorney General and Federal Reserve to work together to produce a legislative proposal to create a digital currency within 210 days, about 7 months. This was in March. So March, April, May, June, July, August, right? This is where we are now. September, October, November, December. That's 9 months. Right? So they passed due for this, which rings in my head the December 13th thing that is trending. Right? It all lines up. It makes sense. Right? It says, Salat, a digital dollar would not merely be a digital version of the existing US dollar, but rather an entirely new currency that would, at least at first, exist alongside today's currency. Similar to cash, the CBDC would be used to pay for goods and services and would likely be managed by the Federal Reserve, the central bank of the U.S. Right? Ain't no more Wells Fargo. Right? Ain't no more Chime. It's direct to the feds. So that what in turn does that do? That gives the Fed not only behind the scene powers over governments, but total control of state, total control of person. Right? This is what we are heading to. This is what we've been warning. The men of the Lord have been warning you of this because it's in the word. We just read it in Revelation 13. Right? It says, unlike the current dollar, though a central bank digital currency would not exist in physical form, meaning you wouldn't be able to go to a bank or ATM and withdraw it. So all of those things are done away. This is the time that we in. Right? This is the digital world order that we've been speaking on. They want to merge man with machine. So if you merge man with machine, machines are ran by programs, period. All machines are ran by programs, or is actually made to do a certain thing. So, for example, if you have like a computer and you got software, or you put software into your computer, that software is a program. That program is literally made to do whatever it is, is meant to do. And it is not going to do anything other than that. Right? Or if you got like old timey, electronics, VCR, well, nobody got VCR no more, DVDs or, radios or whatever, it's designed specifically for that. And it can't do anything other than that because it's made for that. So if you merge man with machine, somebody got to create the software to run the machine. The man is not going to run the machine. It's whoever puts the software via hardware inside of that man that runs the machine. Right? It says, it is important to understand that the digital dollar would not be similar to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Cryptocurrencies operate on blockchain technology, which is decentralized by design. No group or individual can truly control cryptocurrencies once they are launched. Right? So, like I said, they planning on knocking that out the way because that's freedom. That's financial freedom if you know how to do that. If you know how to, operate with the crypto, that's financial freedom. When you have financial freedom, this world is different, right? It's a whole different type of world for you because you're not asking it or working for it. You know what I mean? It's different. Let me see. It says digital dollars, on the other hand, would be traceable and programmable. Who's programming it? Who programming the software? Okay. It says the Federal Reserve or some other designated entity would have the ability to create more digital dollars whenever it sees fit. And depending on how the legislation is written, setting up the currency, the dollars could be formulated to have various rules and restrictions built into their design. So the individuals that's programming it, right, could design it a certain way to where it has rules and regulations. Now, what are these rules and regulations? These rules and regulations are you can't speak how you want to speak. Right? That's gone. They've already started that. We've been telling you this. Post something on the internet that they deem is anti-establishment or anti-society, you get penalized for it, which means freedom of speech has been chipped away at. And it's a reason why. This is the reason why. Right? It says, for example, the digital dollar could be crafted to restrict fossil fuel use, to give bonuses to people for spending at particular businesses, to enact de facto price controls by disallowing users from spending too much on particular products, or even to redistribute wealth. In one report about the development of a central bank digital currency published by the Federal Reserve in January, the Fed outlined a few examples of possible design choices for a digital dollar, including that a central bank might limit the amount of CBDC an end user could hold. So bump however much you earn, it's only so much that you can. Like, you have a limit of how much digital currency you can literally have. And this is coming out of the mouth of the Feds, Federal Reserve, the individuals that are linked directly to the CBDC, central bank, right? It says there are many reasons to believe Biden's plan for a digital dollar involves a design that will give the federal government and or Federal Reserve control over much of society and the economy. Right? That you can't buy or sell save he that had. Okay. Revelation 13, that's what that sounds like. Right. It says Biden's executive order states that the CBDC and other policies governing digital assets must mitigate climate change and pollution and promote financial inclusion and equity. In fact, financial inclusion is mentioned 5 times in Biden's order, and equity and climate change are mentioned 4 times each. It says, further, in a background call with reporters about the executive order, a senior administration official, the name was curiously removed from the White House transcript, right, promised that in creating a new digital currency, the Biden administration will continue to partner with all stakeholders, including industry, labor, consumer, and environmental groups, international allies, and partners. Meaning, the same individual, same big business that makes the rules for this place, they still gonna have, they gonna hold the exact same position. Big business ain't never had the people in mind. That's why cigarettes are being sold in all corner stores with a label on it that said it could possibly kill you. That's why it's a liquor store on every corner. That's why gas is how high or however much it is. Right? Big business. They see numbers. They do not see people. Right? It says, why would labor unions, industry organizations, and environmental groups be involved in the development of a new currency unless, of course, there is a plan to program that currency to advance various causes special interest groups care about? Like what I just said, it's not about the people. It's about the interests of big business. All right? It says even more stunning in the 2021 question and answer session about the development of a digital dollar, David Andafato, right, a senior vice president and an economist in the St. Louis Fed's research division, was asked whether the Fed could assure us, the public, that these digital currencies won't ever be used to tell us when, how, or where our money can be spent. So somebody asked the question, all right, this digital currency that y'all gonna make, right? Y'all don't control how we use it. This man answered this. In life, one can't give absolute assurances of anything. Meaning, hell yeah, they gonna control what you spend, where you spend it, how you spend it, if you spend it. Right? It says, Andafato responded before suggesting that the best we can hope for is for Congress to respond to the electorate's concerns about privacy. If the Fed has no plan to use a future central bank digital currency to control Americans' behavior, and Fato's response is incredibly bizarre, to say the least. All right? It says it's clear that the Biden administration and Fed are working together to create a controllable, traceable, programmable digital currency. And if they are successful, life in America might never be the same. And it will not. Right? It absolutely will not. Right? Look. This word is real. The word lives. Our power lives. He's real. He's real. His word is real. His word is alive. And how we know it's alive is the prophecies in it. They keep coming to pass, man. They keep coming to pass. This word real. Right? So, if the word real, let's see about the consequences of individuals who go down this road. Because if you already worshiping the image of the beast is this society and the new society to come. If you ain't got no problems with these people calling you black, Indian, Hispanic, or whatever it is they call you, don't care nothing about where you come from, you don't care nothing about who you really are, right? You want this place to get back great and, get back smooth, get back to quote unquote normal. You are worshiping the image of the beast. If you worshiping the image of the beast, you are going to take the beast's mark. It's going to happen. All right? Just is what it is. It wouldn't be written if it wasn't. Yes. All right. So let me go to the book of Psalms. Let's see, chapter 64. And verse 5, it says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? This ain't nothing but a snare. And that snare is going towards individuals that ain't operating in the spirit of truth. It's judgment time, man. Right? And the Most High really been judging this place. That's where all of the craziness has been going on around the world. That's the Most High sending plagues on our behalf. And that's judgment. All right? Let's go to the book of Revelation. Chapter 7. And verse 2, it says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. That's a mark of exemption. That's a mark for the individuals that sigh and that cry for all the wickedness that's been done in this place. Right? But as far as the individuals that's already worshiping the image of the beast, it's the book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of power upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Ain't it funny how all of a sudden all of these different pestilences are just popping up out of the place, right? You got that thing that just shut down the world. Now you got the monkeypox, right? All of these different things, and then those are just two. There's others out there. They popping up out of nowhere, right? 10 years ago, you ain't had to worry about nothing but the flu or STD. Now it's some whole other stuff. This is the Most High moving. This is the Most High working, right? Revelation chapter 14. I end with this. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Right? So it sure sounds very similar. This article and this whole executive order sounds extremely similar to what we just read in the scriptures. So if I was you, I'd take heed, right? I'd keep my head on the swivel, and I wouldn't move unless Yahweh Shem Yahushua says so, right? For the individuals that's operating in the spirit of truth, in the spirit of holiness to the best of their ability, and man, keep doing what you're doing. We already know what's up. We see what's up. So, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Ratazah, we endure to the end and be saved. So, with that, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Ratazah, these precepts in this video were edifying. Call Holoyim Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harakah Kodash Shalom Yashalom.